Good afternoon, friends. I wanted to come up here and share with you some of the final components of producing a recording. As many of you know, I have been sharing over the last few months just what's involved in putting something like this together. My last program, I talked about being a vocalist in this process and how the vocals work in the studio, the types of techniques used to capture a person's voice. So the next process is mixing the recording. That part is done with usually the engineer, the producer. They listen down to all of the tracks, whether it be from the musicians, the vocalists, the backup singers, and then they have to listen for a balance in making all of that sound good and really cohesive as the band and the voice, like really just listening for if there's things that need to be brought down with the volume or up with the volume to where it's really, like I said, cohesive. Then you have mastering the project. That part is done post-production, and that's really perfecting the recording to get it ready for distribution, to be put out in the public commercially, and that it can be played in different ways, like say a CD. It can be played there, it can be played digitally. It's fine-tuning all of that part of it. So you can see there's a lot to this. It's not an easy just go to the studio, sing something with a band, and you're done. There's a lot to it. And then there's even a little bit more to it that I'll share with you about the packaging of the recording. So you have to have photographs. You have to have someone that can design that that CD, if you are having a physical CD, and even if you have it digitally produced, you're going to need someone to have a cover for that, even on like a digital face, when you put it up on iTunes or Amazon and the digital stores. So that part of it is important too, because you've got to make it visually appealing to your audiences, and make it visually just as beautiful and as interesting as you can. The final thing then is to get it manufactured. And so if you do it by means of physical product, then you have to have a manufacturer. And believe it or not, there are still plants and manufacturing companies that prepare the project in a CD form. So it's still a popular form. It's not as popular probably as the digital stores, but it's still out there and people still like CDs. I personally like them, a physical product. So that I can put in my hand and put in my car. I still have a CD player in my car and all around my place. So anyhow, that's how it all works. And I wanted to just share with you briefly too about my newest project, Classic Treasures. This will be ready soon. I know I've been kind of building up the excitement for it, but we want it all to be out there at the same time with the digital stores and the physical product. It is already completed and I had them available at the movies showings, but for the public, I wanted everything to happen simultaneously. It's a very exciting project for me. Every one of them are. They're all different. They're all unique and fun, you know, to go through this process. So the songs on this recording are Singing in the Rain, the great Gene Kelly classic, and that is just going to be one of my favorites, I think, because we are going to do a video with it. Be Thou My Vision, the great classic hymn that is just timeless. And then a song called In Your Dreams Tonight. My producer, Robert White Johnson, and I wrote this piece together. It is a lullaby. So if you've got family or children or grandchildren, this would be the perfect piece to help them go to sleep. And then I'm so happy I Don't Have to Feel Sad and God's Lullaby are on the movie. They're featured in the movie in spots and that I'm going to be performing in the movie. So there you have it. That's the recording process. I hope that it will inspire some of you musicians out there, singers out there, to give it a try. And just remember, like, it's always going to be on this recording. Even when we're gone from this life, people will always be able to put a recording on or a movie on, and it's just got an incredible feel to it that you've produced something that will go on through the airwaves. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you another time.